Hey gun people, we're gonna do some gun takeaways, but I gotta quick get a little Smoky. Y'all haven't seen his other little hideout. He likes to hang in here. What are you doing, Vokey Voke? He's like, dude. He's got a little sleeping blanket in there, a little army sleeping blanket, and he climbs up in there. Let me see if I can get his little hole. There he is. Hi, Vokey. Say hi to you, Tubi. All right, so we were doing gun takeaway, and for some reason my damn camera kept shutting off. So let's see if we can't get this sucker working. All right, gun's loaded. Yeah, we took a break. Let's see, are we in here? I gotta move that up just a little bit. Your head's cut off.
That's the best part.
Yeah, well, unfortunately there's nothing in it, so it really doesn't matter. All right, so the gun's loaded. Go ahead and squeeze the trigger. All right, so if he's pointing a gun at me again, we kind of went through some different takeaways. He's got the gun pointed at me. Again, if I'm going this way, I want to move this way if I'm going this way. But I think I showed this takedown. Was that another video, or was that the one that cut off?
I think it was the one that cut off.
Oh, shit. All right, so let's do the gun takeaway. So this video here on taking away a gun, if somebody has a gun pointed at you, I don't want to be in front of me and drive the gun into my center line, to where if it goes off, I'm in the line of target. I want to be out of the way. On these, I'm moving this way, or I'm moving the gun this way, and I'm out of the line of sight of the target. On this takedown, it's basically a slap down, a slap up at the same time, and it happens very quickly. But I don't want to be in front of the gun when I do it, so I need to step to the side or to the left. So I can come over here and do it, or if he's got the gun pointed at somebody over there and I'm on the side and I see my chance, I can come over and go up and down, and it will lock these wrists, and he can't hang on. It may look like he's letting go. Believe me, he don't want his wrist hurt. It hurts. I've done this a couple times. He's like, ow, and it snaps. Because when he sticks the gun out, the wrist can only go so many places, and as I start doing this, he can either go over the top or he can't. And if I hang on here, so when I'm slapping down and I'm slapping up, it comes out pretty easy. Now if he keeps his finger on the trigger when it comes out and he gets shot, well, that's okay, because he gets shot. But I don't want to be in the line of fire. So that's kind of the upward downward slap. You can do it from either side. You can do it from the front. I don't like it because it leaves me on target. But hold the gun out. If I want to do it from the front, I can step aside clear and then do that. Okay? So the other one is, which I really don't like to get the gun off you. If you slap this really hard, he will drop the gun. And I mean, you got to do it hard. So, and I can either do it this way or that way. I don't know which way feels like you're going to drop it more. This way or that way. This way, because it rolls back on his wrist. Because he's left-handed, it's rolling in it. And almost all the baton and guns, you always want to go into the hand that's holding it, because that's where the strength is. So his wrist is holding it here, and if I bring the gun in his wrist, it locks it. If I bring it away from his wrist can hold and hang on to it. So that's going to be one of those evaluation things. I see he's holding a gun in his right hand, therefore I want to go to his right. And it looks something like that. I missed. Did it hurt your wrist?
Oh yeah, I felt it.
Yeah, sorry. So, and I dropped the gun, but again, that would have been a chance to break away and go. He would have had to regrip. I don't know if I don't really like that, but it's one of the techniques. What was the other one? We went over these before, and I can't remember.
These are all the ones. The next is from behind. I think that was the next one.
I thought we did.
We did that. We did that.
Oh, this gun rotation.
Yeah,
okay. All right, so now we're going to do with the gun in here. And I don't know if this Glock will fit in here. This one's loaded. Hold that one. It's loaded! Oh my God! Now it won't fit. We got to use loaded one. Why don't you unload it? Because I don't want to unload it. It's unsafe. It's a 1911. A little Springfield for a little gun. Ooh, it's got a magazine and the hammer's cocked. Oh, and it's unsafe. Shut up. It ain't coming out of the holster. If it comes out of the holster, we screwed up. Alright, so there's different ways that people will try to grab your gun. And if you're carrying a gun, either as a cop, off-duty, or as a civilian, people will grab your gun usually from the front or rear. Most people aren't going to come at the side, but they could. Same technique. So we're going to go from the rear. Let me try. Get over here so they can see the gun. You walking like a gangster? Do a takedown. Here, let me show you this takedown. Give me some wrist. We already practiced companies. I'll do a video. Alright, so he's walking behind me and he grabs my gun. The first thing you want to do when somebody grabs your gun is trap that gun in. elbow, wrist. Normally I just want to immediately trap and grab the hands. Most people would think, oh, you want to get away. You don't want this gun coming out of the holster. So when he puts his hands on it, now this holster does not have any retention. So if he wants to grab it and pull it out, it would happen pretty quick. But hopefully if I get my gun in and he doesn't pull it straight up, if he tries to pull back, then I can probably trap him. So if he grabs the gun, I'm going to immediately trap. I want to keep this gun in here. Any way that I can keep this gun in, I do not want him to pull the gun out. And he's going to be trying. Go and try to pull the gun out. It's not going to come out if I'm holding down. You can pretty much keep it. It's very hard to get the gun out, and I'm not even using a whole bunch of force. Now there's a couple of takedowns I can do from here, and there's a couple of holds. So if he grabs a gun and I trap his wrist and I keep this gun in here, I want to do is distract him with this elbow to his head. So I'm going to turn, which is going to pull him forward. I'm going to step forward and turn, and then I'm going to come around with this elbow. So it's going to be very quick, and I want him to let go. He's either going to let go to defend himself, or he's going to take a couple elbows to the head. The other thing I want to do is I want to roll into his gun and lock that wrist. I'm trapping this gun, and I'm coming right into him. And he's going to be like this. And then again, I'm snapping and snapping and snapping. Okay? Come back over here. Hang on, this spider. Oh my God, here comes PETA. I didn't kill it. I just stunned it. I'm going to let it loose in a minute.
Yeah, right.
I didn't kill it, man. Don't get me in trouble with PETA. Alright, so he grabs a gun. I'm in here. Some people will say there's a rip. You can slap and slam or come straight back and slap. You can do those things, but especially if you have a second lock. So if I have to do something and he's doing this and can't get the gun out, and I know my gun's in there, I can start snapping and turning, doing all these things with my hand to get him to let go. Again, I want him concentrating on something other than this. And I do that by causing pain, distraction, poking his eyes, whatever. I just want him not concentrating on this. Then once he breaks his grip, once I get his fingerprints on my gun, you can pretty much shoot him. You're pretty much good to go. Let's see, what was the other one? I'll grab this. I think there is one where I drop down. Again, I can't remember this. It's been so many years. Is it this side that I drop down?
Shit, yeah.
And it drives him to the ground, and then I come back up here and then just turn up very quickly and spin into him. And it will usually break his wrist. All the maneuvers are kind of, I'm twisting into the wrist. I want to keep my gun in. I want to keep his hand on the gun. Distraction blows, and I either want to spin into him. Spinning away will usually drag him. If put your hand on there. If I go like this and I go in, he can drag me, and I end up dragging him. So I have to do something else besides spinning away from him. I either want to spin in, I want to distract, I want to go into, strike, blows, switch hands, whatever I need to do. And then from the front, go on this side. If he, what's on your thumb? Let me see that. Dude, I'm going to take him down one time in this video. Just Are you nervous?
No, man.
Alright, why don't you just reach out?
What you got there, dog?
Yeah, why don't you Trapping. Now he's reaching across, he probably wouldn't do that. Same thing. I can either just really just crank down on this freaking elbow and just smash. That's one. I can go to the head. As long as I trap this gun, remember, I've got one hand here, this hand is free to do damage. I can search targets, ears, eyes, throat, nose, palm, heel, ribs, knee, kick. I got all kinds of things as long as I get this gun there. My goal, get him to want to let go of that gun. I don't want to start talking to him. Please, kind citizen, don't pull my gun and shoot and kill me. I'm a nice, friendly officer. I love you. That's freaking stupid. That's liberal la-la land shit.
Alright, so let me try this one.
Trapping. Once he's here, same thing. Distraction, blows. When I step backwards, I pull him forward, and then when I come in and twist, I'm going to break that wrist. It's going to snap him. I mean, once you get that wrist locked in there, anywhere you go, man, and I'm telling you, did you feel that?
Yeah.
And I didn't even do it hard. Can you imagine? Put your hand on there, I'm not going to let you go. Can you imagine if I went that hard with the twisting, with his hand on there? It's a snap, elbow, it's pain. They're letting go of your gun. What's the other ones? If he comes up front and I trap, you can do the same thing, either hand, one or both hands, I don't care. I can do the same thing, I'm trapping, or I can do the slap, pushing down and slapping like you do with the baton, where you rip his hand off. I can drive both hands down, step backwards, step away. So I'm pulling and I'm pushing forward. All these techniques are kind of just, you're doing something to change his focus and to break his concentration to want to hang on to that gun. And you can do that a multitude of ways. I thought there was a takeaway we missed. We went through a few of these inside, but I can't remember them all.
We did from the back, we did from the front.
I thought there was one where I shoot under your arm, like, grab this.
Man, don't follow my
No, I'm not going to hurt you. I think if I grab it here and I shoot under his leg and arm, I can come right here. It drives him down again. I've got all kind of targets. If I stand up right here, he's kind of screwed. I'm behind him. As long as I keep his hand trapped, there's several different maneuvers you can do, but you just want to remember that gun and hand does not come off. Until his hand comes off my gun, then I can draw my gun. And again, you have a lot more options if your gun has a snap release, a safety, a tri-brake. I mean, my holster that I carried when I was working uniform, you could take my gun and swing me around in a loop, and my gun ain't coming out. But when I pulled it, I had to unsnap, twist, do a second finger snap, tilt the gun back and pull out. It took a lot of practice to get it out, but nobody else was getting my gun out. So those are some gun takeaways, some gun retentions. And the next one I'm going to do some wrist lock, twist locks, things like that. All right, we'll end it there.